And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week of ESL Open Cup Americas number 171. I'm of course your host, Light VIP, and with me I'll be joined by the players. Typically I'm alone for the Americas broadcast, but it is still going to be an amazing one at that because we have some amazing players. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you want to have a look at the bracket yourself. It's quite a big bracket, quite a lot of players from the land of Europe, from South Korea, and from the Americas as well. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have our first player. We have the ex-CranKy Duckling himself, the blue Terran, the blue American Terran. It is Dolan. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have his opponent. We have the other American player, the American Zerg. He is red. He is Analysis. Let's go, Poppy. Let us go again. The bracket is massive. It is stacked. For those maybe wondering, some of the players that we're going to be featuring here tonight in this tournament, we have some of our usual suspects. We've got Dark coming in from Korea. We've got Geralt. I haven't seen enough of Geralt recently, and I want to see more from our pink Polish Protoss player. We have Nice Noise. We have Cure as well. Strange, who's been popping off recently, who did recently do quite well for himself in Sparkling Tuna Cup, taking down a lot of big names, including Nightmare, including some big Korean names. We have Future, we have Gumiho, we have Byun. So our typical Korean Terran representatives are here in Byun, Gumiho, and Cure. But they're not the only big name Terrans. Clem is also here, and that's a bit of a rare sight. We rarely see Clem stay up long enough for the ESL Open Cup Americas. It's just not really something that he does much at all. So I'm very curious to see how he does do this, or how he performs in this weekly tournament, especially when he goes up against some of the other big Korean names. I know he has a little bit of a weakness, a little bit of a bad history with Korean Terran TvZ specifically, but I'm ready to bear witness. If I gotta cast a TvT, it'll be Korea versus Clem, okay? I'll do it, Papi. I'll do it. We have Trigger, we have a Creator, and we have Eric. Let's go, Papi. The best foreign Zerg player. Let's go. So we'll be getting into some of that later on, but before that happens, we're here with, of course, one of our boys. Once a Duckling, always a Duckling. Have a fond place in my heart here for Dolan, despite the fact that he's no longer representing the CranKy Ducklings. I want him to do well. I want him to kind of foster to bloom into an amazing player, as he is still committed to the craft of the stars. And yeah, we'll see that come to fruition as he is going for a 1-1-1. Oh my god, 1-1-1 follow-up. We do see a bit of a rotation of all these buildings, and yeah, here we go. It is going to be, I imagine, a Banshee opener here from Dolan. Across the map, his Reaper goes in for a scout, confirming the lack of additional gases being taken. The two Hellions are going to dive into that mineral line as well. 3 drones already going to be going down. 5 drones go down. Can we get 7, 8, 9? 9 drones here at the natural. Analysis punished here for not making additional lings. Did only make the initial 6, and as a result, he just wasn't able to keep up with the initial Hellions here. He didn't have his queens into position either, so not the best start here for Analysis. Already his economy is crippled, and that economy is going to be taking another hit momentarily because we do have those Banshees on the way. Dolan behind this is going for a third CC. When you go for a 1-1-1 opener like this, the onus is on the Terran to deal some damage to make up for their later third, this is not an economic opener. But already that damage has been done. Already you could argue that, hey, Dolan getting 9 drone kills, I mean, he's already in a good position, and he's going to get into a better position. Thankfully, Analysis does dip into the main base with this Overlord scout. He will scout and confirm the 1-1-1, the tech lab researching as well, so Analysis is fully aware to prepare himself for Cloak Banshees. We have a Spore in the main. We've got a Spore at the natural and no Spore at the third, so we're a little bit exposed here. Regardless, the Banshee is headed towards the main base, so Analysis should be fine when it comes to detection required. But despite that, these Banshees can still find some damage. Here we go, Banshee dips in, getting one more drone kill before dipping on out of there. Not too bad, 10 worker kills in total in the favor of Dolan. Behind this, we have Analysis spreading out his lings here, looking to scout any kind of third base that does get taken here. Dolan will eventually look to take that. But before that happens, again, we do have our 3 racks follow-up. Pretty standard macro setup from the side of Dolan. Nothing too crazy, as Analysis is actually going straight into his lair as well. There we go. There are his Evo Chambers, looking to go Ling Bane as his main army of choice. Oh, as he takes his fourth, Dolan is here to punish him, and it looks like we're going to force the we do have a cancel. Thankfully, we do have a cancel in time. Dolan already, these Banshees more than paying for themselves here. They do get another 2 drones before we back the hell up. That's a lot of queens here in the main, but the Banshees do bypass them, instead head towards the natural base. We do get a scout of the double Evo chamber. We do confirm the Bailey nest as well. Up. Looks like finally one Banshee is going to fall here, but 8 drones. Oh my god. 18 workers in total already going down, and the cancel on the 4th base, and the full scout as well. And where's Bathing Speed? Ooh, a bit of a crucial slip up here. I mean, and Analysis is having a hard time keeping up with the aggression of Dolan, and his macro is slipping a little bit. I mean, he would have wanted to have taken this 4th base much sooner, of course. But the other big thing is the fact that we do not have that bailing speed. That means that this follow-up bio tank push is going to be that much more difficult to deal with. There it is. We have a macro hatch on the way. We've got a Hydra Den as well. Ay, ay, ay. And I'm worried a little bit. I mean, we do see a couple of Raxes on the way here. 8 Raxes in total, no gases at the 3rd base. Dolan is about to be very aggressive, going for an 8 Rax. And I don't think Analysis is going to have enough. There we go. Bailing Speed just now starting, has now recognized that he is missing a very crucial upgrade. Oh, but the bio drop goes in and he just denies that 3rd base. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. Analysis down to 2 base economy at this point. He is looking to double expand to try and make up for that. And we do have 2-2 on the way from Dolan. Here we go. He unsieges. He's moving out across the map with everything he has. This is going to be a very tight defense for Analysis. Is Bathing Speed going to be done in time for this? It doesn't look to be the case, depending on how long Dolan takes here. He's going to be pushing right through the center of the map. We do see a bit of a run by being set up here, and hey, there's not a lot at home to defend, but Dolan, I don't think he cares. He takes down every single Bailing. He can stim, he can win. Lings do go for a counterattack, and they will be getting some SCV kills, but you know what? We have reinforcements back at home. Dolan deals with the run by. He pushes on forward, and Bailing Speed will not finish. It is going to be denied. The Evo Chambers go down as well. 1-1 did finish up for the Zerg, but we just don't really have an army. GG gets called, and Dolan takes game number 1. GG, pretty solid play. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. I know Dolan is known for his builds. Dolan is known for his creative outlets and his creative style in StarCraft. Something you don't see too often out there, especially amongst the Terrans. Yeah, that's what Dolan is known for, but as we can see here, Dolan can also play relatively standard. I say relatively standard, you know, an A-Rax is very aggressive off of 3 bases. It is pretty committed, and it can be difficult to defend if you don't scout it coming and if you aren't prepared for it. A couple of things for Analysis, if we want to do a little bit of Zerg analysis on him, is the fact that other than forgetting his upgrades and having a giga delayed 4th base, he did go for a Hydra Den as well. That's just resources invested into future tech that isn't going to be applicable to the current defense. A-Raxes require pretty heavy commitment of Ling Bane pretty early on. We got to cut workers as well, and we need the production to facilitate that. And Analysis just had a hard time getting there up to that point. Oh, Now we're getting ready for game number 2. Again, not too familiar with analysis. You know, I'm not too familiar with we haven't been able to cast him before, but I wish him the best here, as he's going to be getting into the second game. And now Dolan has a little bit of freedom to have some fun. This is when I get worried. Because Dolan, when he hears fun in TvZ, are we going to see mech, papi? I don't want to see it. I don't. Por favor. No. We'll see if we get there. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Babylon. In game number 2 of this series, we have the player leading this series, the American Terran representing himself. And previously, the CranKy Ducklings. It is Dolan. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have his opponent. We have the American Zerg representing Neuro's clan. It is Analysis. I do have some coffee. Sorry, coffee? Excuse me. I have some tea. I have some tea with me that is keeping me up, keeping me awake. Those running for us here. I was casting Kung Fu Cup last night, and when I say last night, I mean, was it 6-7 hours ago? Oh God, the sleep was good. Let me tell you. 7 hours ago we were casting Kung Fu Cup. Ended up getting around 5 hours of sleep, but you know, that was some good sleep. that was some good stuff. Yeah, I was even able to have some breakfast before ESL Americas, which is not something I get to do too often. More often than not, I wake up, I look at the time, and I wash my face, maybe I have a shower, then I jump on them, and then we cast. Today we got some food. It was good. I was actually shocked. I was shocked. I woke up before my alarm. I woke up at like 6:50 a.m. in the morning. I was like, what? As soon as I woke up, I felt like because there was no alarm blaring, I was like, oh, did I sleep through the alarm? Is it like 10 a.m.? Have I missed the start of the tournament? Is it over, Papi? Is it over? And I look at my phone, and it's like, oh, it's not even 7 a.m. I'm like, what the hell am I doing with my life? I was so disappointed in myself. I was like, mate, I need sleep. Buddy, what are you doing? But at least it means that I woke up in time and I was able to, you know, make do with my morning. But I'm still shaking my head that I woke up that early. It's not good. And oh my God, and it probably means I'm probably gonna go and have a nap after this as well. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. As we do see Dolan overextending quite a bit here. A little bit of lost mining time, unfortunately. Hopefully, Analysis does recognize that he does have an idle drone. But really nice control here, saving his weakened workers and trapping Dolan, losing that first Reaper. Solid win here for Analysis. Very solid indeed, as he's soon going to be getting into his own. There we go, into his own game. Just delaying link speed a little bit there, but he does get into it eventually. You'll love to see it. Across the map, Dolan is once again going for a 1-1-1 opener. Very, very, in a way, safe, I would even say. Like, of course, it is aggressive and he has to deal damage, but at the same time, if there was going to be a roach push or something along those lines, then Dolan will have access to Banshees. We'll have access to, again, some defenses and earlier units. But here we go. Oh, I remember him talking to me about this. Sometimes there's no reason not to go for an add-on swap, even if you don't intend to make a Banshee, even if you want to fake it out, as he's going for a Liberator instead. So this is a relatively standard setup here, but because of all the add-ons, things you can get into your own head. And if Analysis does go in to scout this, he can kind of be bamboozled and may even believe that this is going to be BCs. Meanwhile, we can see that the Overlord is chilling here outside the natural, hasn't really committed for a scout, so Analysis is going to be playing blind here.
You made another queen.
He's
Nice.
in the dark. He's not really too aware of what's going on. We do see a pretty early lair on the way as well, a sub 4 minute 30 lair as well. I'm curious if that is intentional. I'm curious if he intends to go for something a little bit more aggressive. We have a Bailey Nest here. This is looking to just be a standard setup overall. Hellions going to be juking out, going to be diving across the map here to find some damage, but the Queens are in position at the third base. Not too much creep here to creep spread to speak of. That's really what Dolan is looking for. At any moment, he's willing to just go in and scan and pick off a couple of those creep turns. At the same time, we do see Liberator going ham in the main base. A couple of transferring drones getting caught out as well. These Hellions are finding some damage. 10 workers going down. Late reaction from analysis in the main base as the Liberator does reposition. Ooh. And a couple more drones are going to be going down. Meanwhile, the Hellions are looking for their opening. A lot of Lings are coming out to defend. We have to be very careful here. We cannot commit here into diving on top of these Hellions. But 13 drones going down is already well worth it, especially because we didn't really lose too much. Looking at the units lost, 13 drones for one Reaper, and that Reaper died in the early game. Oh. So analysis falling apart at the seams. Once again, the Liberator's diving into the Queen. Oh, is gonna go down in the main base. At the same time, the Hellions dive in towards the third. Lings were waiting for them, so the Hellions aren't gonna find it too much damage, but they can kite back, and they can actually clean this up as well. Ooh, not the best trade from analysis. The Lings all get cleaned up. The Liberator's still active in the main base as well. 3 more drones and all those Lings getting roasted. Looking at the units lost tab, 22 Lings and 16 drones. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, that's an insane amount of damage here, especially because Hellions, they're designed to die in the early game. You know, they run out of longevity as the game goes on, and Dolan wanted to trade them out, and he did. He did oh so well. Oh, we've got our 5 racks set up on the way here on 3 bases, as to be expected. We'll see if he throws down 3 more racks behind this for another 8 racks. Honestly, especially after the opener, there's no reason not to. There's no reason not to just power up on 3 bases and go for another massive dedicated timing, because analysis has been struggling to keep up. We have +1 on the way, +1 melee at least, but like there's no gas mining in the main base. None at all, actually. Oh my god. Yeah, only gas mining here at the third instead. A lot of his economy has been interrupted just because of the Hellion harassment, the Liberator harassment as well. It has really caused a lot of chaos to ensue in the bases of analysis, and he's recovering slowly now. But as he recovers, there's the 3 Raxes. It's gonna be another 8 racks here from Dolan, and analysis in a way has kind of a better setup. Like, there is no Hydrogen, he's going pure Ling Bane, but he did kind of stumble his way here, and already Queens are going down left and right. The Bailings, ooh, do not get the connections that they were looking for. Now the Marines can push in once again. Dolan being a little bit fancy, dropping. He does go for the stem. He does take down all the Lings, and now he wants the Queens. We have a couple of transfuses being thrown down, but every single Queen will fall. The Bailings will not finish either, barely, as they do all get focused down, and Dolan has broken the third. As the third does crumble, analysis is trying to muster up a force here, but again, he still doesn't have Bailing speed. Bailing speed was delayed, again, because of all the dead workers. The third base goes down. And here we go, the 1-2 punch. The reinforcements are racing across the map. You do see analysis finally dealing with the double drop. It does clean up a lot of those Marines. But here comes that follow-up push here. We've got 3, we've got 4 tanks, we got Marines, we got man with gun, we have stim, and even combat shields. Ooh, and unlike last time, we don't have our melee upgrades available for analysis. We do have Bailing speed, and we're going to be rolling on in. There are just so many tanks. There are just so many tanks. Ay, ay, ay. As Dolan's going to just stim on forward and focus down everything that remains. Again, our American Zerg player did put up quite a fight here in this series, but GG. Oh! He's even commending his opponent. GG, well played. It was a pleasure. Dolan takes the series 2-0, but a shout out to analysis for, yeah, spreading some love towards the end there. GG, GG. the button. GG, well played. Again, Analysis is more of an amateur player. You know, he's not a pro like some of these other big names, but he's taking part in this weekly tournament regardless. He's taking part in this tournament regardless, and it's great to see him, again, just being a part of the community, being part of the scene. Having the opportunity to play against these pro players is always a great thing. It's something that that I used to do back in the day, back in the Alima League days. It was amazing. It's, everything you want to be seeing. So, yeah, GG, well played. Congratulations to Dolan as he moves on to the next round, to a very important round. A round we're going to be waiting a little bit on, but the reason why, one of the big reasons why I dove on this series is because the winner is going to be going up against Eric. What's with the team kills, man? What's with the team kills? Ay, ay, ay. What do I mean by that? Well, last week, Eric had to play against Vindicta. He had to play against Vindicta, papi. And now he's gonna be most likely playing against Dolan. Eric is still in his first round match. You know what? Let's have a look at that. Let's just head on over and have a gander.